Union leader, I had occasion to walk into a professor's office and then warn the professor that you see what will happen if so-so girl does not pass your course. And after passing the girl, he will come down to see me, call me out of the class and said, go and ask her, she had B+. I said, why didn't you give her A? So, because they threaten girls, sometimes they will write examination and their paper will suddenly miss. And the man will say, see me in the office. So I've been a great advocate for the right of women. I'll remain so till the day I die. So, you should have brought up the issue that is making the rounds. Have you ever wondered, did you take stock when you were with me, when you came to see me with your women leaders? Did you ask me, when did this issue happen? It's only yesterday that I realized that what we are talking about happened only after the change of seats in the Senate. That is when hell was let loose and all sorts of allegations came up. Only after the change of seat in the Senate and change of committee, which my senators know happen from time to time. And said to have happened on the 8th of December, a day to my birthday, which was celebrated in the stadium in 2023. So from 8th of December 2023, I never heard, my wife never heard, no Nigeria never heard, even the husband never heard any issue of sexual harassment until her committee was changed, and then her seat was changed, and she went on. Have you ever wondered the trauma caused by that same woman on the other people she had accused in the past? None has been proven so far. You've not wondered. Do you even wonder the trauma caused to the 10th Senate and the image of the Senate with all these useless allegations? I've refrained myself from making a statement. Look at these beautiful women. They've come across me so many times. Have I ever harassed any of you? Or is the person thinking that you are not beautiful? So I don't want to dwell on that. But let me just say that time will tell. If we are in court, the court will decide. My other sister, the one they sometimes refer to as Joy Nuni, I like to mention her name because she'll be hearing from my lawyer anytime in the next 1 week. Crime never dies. When I received a letter from the late Abakari, Chief of Staff, that the certificates were questionable and she did not do national youth service, I wrote to the NYC. The NYC responded, and so I quickly changed her before it became a scandal. As soon as she was changed, hell was let loose. She first said, oh, Akpabio wanted me to swear to an oath of allegiance in the villa. And then they told her that the whole villa is wired. She said, what do I say? The next thing she came and said, he tried to touch me, and I slapped him. I'm the first woman in Niger Delta to slap him. So Ruben Abati now said, is it like sexual harassment or rape? She said, no, not rape, maybe something like that. I said, what? Is it sexual harassment? She said, yes, sexual harassment. That's what you want me to pursue. So that I will go and tell the world that she was parading fake NYC certificate. Then I will tell the world that she committed perjury. She lied under oath. And yet I have 4 daughters, and I would like to protect their image. Since people have decided to go into the gutter, let's all go into the gutter. Let's bring out everything so that you see why women also have to note that their attitude will determine their altitude. We can increase the number of women in parliament by our own attitude, by preventing the idea of weaponizing gender. The woman should not be looking at herself as a weaker sex. My second daughter is a very strong woman. She has got her master's, she's doing her PhD right now. She's very strong, probably stronger than me. And she disagrees with me. Deep inside me, sometimes when we argue, and she says, Daddy, you're wrong, I would tell her, I'm older than you. She said, don't use age here. So I'm very proud of my children, and I know that they will do well amongst you. Let's talk to ourselves. Listen to the minister. The minister just suffered from a fellow woman. Put up a woman in any senatorial district today for Senate. Other women will go and vote for the men. You will never vote for yourself. So let's start by questioning you. How come you don't elect your own? Because when the minister was speaking, the minister said that women constitute 51% of the voting population in Nigeria. So why then are you taking the backstage in terms of political representation? Women will never vote for themselves. So ask me, if a woman does not want to vote for a woman, am I the one that will force the woman to go? But we have a solution. We have a solution. I've traveled around. I've seen what is happening in Tanzania. I've seen what is happening in South Africa, Malawi, and so many other countries. They have a certain percentage constitutionally reserved for women. But what they do is that they do it through appointment, particularly in United Arab Emirates and other countries, including Somalia. They put a percentage for women in parliament. And then after the election, those women are added to the number, and they enjoy equal status with the men. Because sometimes, because of religious differences and all sort of issues, women find it difficult to even aspire because their husbands may sack them from the homes. So they make those provisions. We are discussing that in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If it means tinkering with the act to enable women, the Electoral Act, to enable women to have solid say in the parliament, we will do so. Women are better managers. I can say that women are better managers. But sometimes women can be harder than men. Yes, when they take decisions, they take decisions. But they are very prudent in all aspects of life. If you didn't manage us well, we won't even get here. That's a simple truth. Imagine if it was my mother that died and my father was 22 years. Will I be a Senate president today? Because my father would never be at home. But my mother stayed at home and tutored us, suffered, did all sorts of petty jobs, took us through the Civil War, and brought us to where we are. May our soul rest in poverty. So mine is to assure you that on this Women's Day, I pledge before you that the National Assembly will work closely with all the women leaders. When I met my sister, I used to admire her and her afro hair on television. And at the time, I thought she was working for INEC, such a great woman of integrity. She came with a lot of other women, and I saw them. I was amazed. I said, immediately they called me and said they wanted to see me. I said, come now, come now, come now. And under 40 minutes, I met with them. Because an innocent heart has no qualms and has nothing to fear. But so let me salute our daughters, salute my dear wife, Ekaite Unamagos Akpabio, and salute all the women. The battle is just beginning. We must go back to where we see upward movement of women in all spheres of life. That is the only way I'll have hope and fulfillment, that I've left solid legacies behind in politics, because I've created opportunities for my children, 4 of them are women, to rise to the zenith of their professions in future. We must condemn all issues of sexual harassment that are not fake. We must tell women not to use tears to look for sentiment when they are making false accusations. We must also let women know that governance is not about vanity. So if a common seat can cause the kind of ulubalo, and then you ask why don't you want to move from the seat, and somebody sits on television and says that is the only place that the camera catches me where? Are we doing beauty contests in the Senate? It's a serious place. It's not a place that you come to look for camera to catch you. But we have left room for reconciliation.
Thank you.
So I'm here today with my colleagues because one woman refused to surrender. Even when my father succumbed to the pangs of death, she stood tall against the winds of misfortune. They told her to choose a husband amongst my uncles, and she said she had a son who was 6 months old, that she had chosen to marry that son, since the son was part of that family. So she married me when I was 6 months old and refused to marry any other person.